We're going to keep working on using those area formulas to help us solve the problems. So first, we've got a rectangular plot of land, and we're supposed to seed it with grass. So basically throw grass seeds all over this rectangular shape. The plot is 22 meters by 28 meters, and it cost 45 cents per square meter to sow the seeds. We know the total cost. The first thing I have to do is find the area. Whenever I'm talking about planting something, that's area. If I'm talking about fencing something in, that's the perimeter. So that's the difference between those two. So the area is just the length times the width. So 22 times 28. So the area of this is 616 meters squared is my area. And for every one of those meters, it costs me 45 cents. So I'm going to multiply that by my 45 cents to give me my total cost of $277.20. So not too bad of a problem. So this is my final answer, the actual money down here. 2 steps, don't stop as soon as you get the area. We have to apply that to the next. All right, for these next two shapes, they're called composite shapes because they're made up of other shapes put together. So it's not just a straight rectangle or straight triangle or straight circle. So we're going to have to break them into pieces. For my first one here, there are a couple different ways you could break it up. So if you thought about breaking it up differently than I did, there's nothing wrong with it. I went straight across here. So I have this rectangle on the top, and I have this bottom rectangle shape down here. So this top one is a 6 by 2. So that means it is 12 feet. So 6 times 2 gives me 12 up here for this shape. Down here, I know a 3, but I need to find the height, similar to when we had to find this with the perimeter. The whole shape is 5, and this little piece right here is 2, so that means the missing piece has to be 3. 3 and 2 together make the 5. So this is actually a square. It looks like a square, but never just trust your eyeballs on all these shapes. Make sure and actually calculate it out. So the area of this is 9. So I'm going to add those together. 12 plus 9 to give me my answer of 21 feet squared. So my final answer, 21 square feet or feet squared. Make sure to label your units, and since it's area, they're all going to have a square. All right, hardest one. Got like what looks kind of like an ice cream cone or something down here. It's flat though, so not technically a cone. I've got a triangle and I've got a semicircle. So half of a circle we call a semicircle. So I'm going to do the triangle first. The formula for a triangle, the area is 1/2 the base times the height. Oops. So 1/2 base times height. So my base is 6 and my height is 10. The height again is what goes down the middle here, the perpendicular line, not the slant lines, and it was just shown over here on the outside. So it's 1/2 6 times 10. So that's going to give me 30. So the triangle area is 30 centimeters squared. Now I've got to do the semicircle. So up here, the semicircle. The area of a full circle is pi r squared. So pi r squared. I'm going to take that and I'm going to divide by 2 because this was a semicircle. I'm going to divide by 2. We have to be careful. All the way across is 6. That's the diameter. So the radius is half of that. The radius is going to be 6 divided by 2, which is 3. Similar to a problem that we did earlier in the packet. Make sure you're given the radius and not the diameter. There. So this is going to be 3 squared times pi over 2 is my area. So 3 squared is 9. So 9 pi over 2. We can leave our answer just like that. You can leave it as 9 pi over 2, or you can write it as 4.5 pi. I don't really care which one you do, but you have to leave the pi in there. Do not change the pi to a decimal. So my final answer is going to be adding these two together. Composite shapes, you have to add pieces together. Just like up here, I added the 12 and the 9. Down here, I'm going to add these. So I'm going to get, my final answer is going to be 30 plus, I left mine as 9 pi over 2. Again, you could write 4.5 pi if you didn't like the fraction. And then my units are centimeters squared. And that's my final answer. I'm going to leave it just like this. I'm not going to do anything else to it. I'm going to leave pi in there, even if I think it looks nasty.